when I look at this current thing with Metal Church,
Mm-hmm.
and I said this from the beginning, especially when they added Dave Ellefson to the lineup, this is less of a band and more of a project.
Mm-hmm.
And he nailed it, as because I see it the same way.
Right.
Because this doesn't look like these are cohesive brothers. These are name guys
Mm-hmm.
being in a band together under
Right.
the Metal Church banner.
Right.
And that's how I look at it. It doesn't mean I don't like the record any less, but it doesn't seem as if it's a lasting thing.
No. What's always weird to me from all these kind of things is the same guys play with the same types. Stet played with Blackie. Now he played with Kurt. Same type. Guy that's the soul guy. Ellefson played with Mustaine. Now plays with Vanderhoof. Same thing. They gravitate. It's almost like the guy that marries the girl that's just like their mom. You know what I mean? The chicks they're attracted to are just like their mom.
Yeah.
Because it's familiar and it's comfortable. And it's just strange that guys that are notorious for not having loyalty to their bandmates, the bandmates seem to bounce from that guy to this guy to that guy. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but these guys, these journeyman musician, I'm a musician for hire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. They get into these projects and they get into these bands, and I'm a guy for hire.
Yeah, but then they all bitch when they get thrown out. They forget that they were a guy for hire. That's always the bad part of it, is then they get let go, and then it's like, well, why did I get fired? What did I do wrong?
It's like, I thought I found a home.
Yeah, you didn't. You were a hired gun in the band. That's it. That's what you were. No, I'm with you, though. I saw this thing out there, and I was like, man. And again, it's from No Instead a little bit. He's just not that guy.
Right.
He is not the guy to be throwing bombs that could potentially cost him gigs.
Yeah, and what I noticed, he didn't say anything bad about Kurt personally.
Mm-mm.
He just more or less went after Rat Pack
and Joe O'Brien.
Yeah, and defending
Lopes.
Lopes.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, you're right.
He didn't seem to come off with a grievance like he was treated personally bad. It's just like, well, I think Lopes got a bad deal, man.
Well, I think he did say that he didn't like the fact that they got home and didn't hear nothing. And I agree with all those guys. If that is indeed the case, that Vanderhoof didn't call them up and say, I'm done, or you're fired, or the band's over, or anything like that, that's weak. That's weak sauce. I mean, even if he calls them and says, look, I'm done with the band, and then he decided he wanted to come back.
I'm done with this lineup.
But even if he did say, I'm trying to go the other way, like the furthest on purpose. If he said the band was over, and then he changed his mind 5 years later and repackaged it with new guys, I still think that's better if he would have told these original guys first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or not original guys, but the last album band.
Yeah.
If he would have, if Vanderhoof comes off the way the story goes, I think, is Vanderhoof's back was hurt, came off the road.
That was what was put out there, that Vanderhoof was having physical issues.
Right.
So he had to put Metal Church on hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was doing that side project.
That other band that had videos and everything else.
Yeah.
But I still think if he would have called those guys and said, look, my back's too fucked up, I can't do this anymore, I'm retiring Metal Church. Thank you for your contributions. have a nice day, have a nice life. And then he comes back 3-4 years later and his back is better, but he doesn't feel like that lineup was what he wants to do. I still think it's more okay than where he's never contacted him even to this day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But again, who knows who is advising Kurt on this?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
To say, you know what, it's just better that you let this thing die down. We'll reform with, this
new guys.
This, what do you want to call it? I don't want to call it a super group, but
it is.
No names, and we'll relaunch Metal Church and get people's interest in guys who have thrash metal, hard rock, roots to be a part of this thing, and hopefully it'll gain some interest that we've got a David Ellefson playing with you.
Yeah.